Hi, I'm attorney James Betzold, and if you're a new lawyer recently out of law school, or maybe you just passed the bar, where you are now, I once was. I was starting my own law firm right out of law school, and I've got some tips that can help you move things along. I hope you find it helpful. When you're starting your law firm, you're going to need some basic software. Right now, there's a lot of options out there. And it's really hard for me to get too specific with a lot of them because as soon as I do, something becomes obsolete or some company buys another company and swallows it up and who knows what's going to happen. But let's go over some of the basics. The first is Voip. Any phone service you get over the internet is going to be Voip. Voice over IP Protocol. That's what it stands for. You should probably run like crazy from the phone company or your local internet company. They're going to try to sell you a business line or a business phone and it's so good and it has all these features. It's a lie. It doesn't have all the features that you can typically get with a VoIP solution, and it's not going to integrate with any of your software. So let's just right off the bat, you can say no thank you to Comcast or Charter or whoever your internet provider is. You can say no thank you to the phone company. No thanks, AT&T. No thanks, whatever. I don't even know if people have like local phones anymore. I mean, it's just everyone's gone cellular. So anyways, what do we use? Okay, there are a little terminology we should probably get to know. Let's talk about something like Ring Central, right? Ring Central is a cloud-based phone provider. I know a lot of attorneys who use it and like it, and I also know a fair number of attorneys who said there was a problem with phone quality. In fact, I was a subscriber. We had phone quality, like being able to hear the other person transferring when it's supposed to. There were just quality issues. Not everybody has that experience, so give it a whirl if you need to or want to. Now, let me tell you about the solution that I like to use for my office. It's called 3CX. And when I say 3CX, this is just the software interface for my phone system. It's something that you rent. It's very cheap. It's hosted in the cloud. And then you have to buy separately, or you get the privilege of buying your own SIP trunk lines, or the actual digital phone lines to accept phone calls on in this system. There's a little bit of a learning curve if you're going to set it up yourself. There are plenty of resellers and distributors across the country who can help you get set up with this. It's very cost effective. I like this because the billing for this is not based on the number of phone lines you have. That's one component of it, but you actually end up saving money if you're in a situation where you want like 50 phone extensions, so you can transfer to like 50 different places or people in your office, or maybe 10 people on your team work overseas or something like that. You get that flexibility without any additional cost. And the way that you're billed by 3CX and then the VoIP phone line provider is the number of concurrent calls that your firm has. So if you know on any given day you're going to have at least 3 people on the phone at the same time, that's what you're paying for, instead of $50 per extension, which you would be doing with Ring Central or Dialpad or something like that. So that's one difference to be aware of. If you've got dreams of growing, if you want full functionality, you want full control over the quality, over the phone call routing and things like that, 3CX with a good service provider could be a good option for you. And what do lawyers do? They type stuff. So you're going to be in Microsoft Word a lot. Used to be, lawyers would say, oh, we're just Word Perfect, because don't use Word Perfect. You don't need it. Microsoft Word is pretty much the standard for everything now. So if I were you, I'd just go ahead and pay for that. You have other options like LibreOffice, Libre Office. That's free. It's sort of like a free open source version of Microsoft Word. You can save documents as a doc file. You can open doc files. You can edit doc files. There's some functionality every now and then you'll see that's just not going to work quite how you like it. Although if you're starting off and you've got like zero money, go download it because it's free and it will work. It'll get the job done in the meantime. The other reason we really like Microsoft Office, well, even before we get to Microsoft Office, let's talk about the other systems. Google Docs. If you've got a Google account, you have Google Docs, and that's a word processor. Albeit simple, it will also get the job done. So you have that option. All right, but Microsoft Word really is going to be king in this situation for most lawyers. Again, look at the tools you're going to need to use. find out if there's any special functionality that you'll get in those tools with Microsoft Word, because Microsoft Word lets you build extensions. So a legal service provider can build an extension for Microsoft Word, and that may be something that simplifies your workflow. You'll know for sure once you start digging into the actual software that you go and purchase. But that's something to be aware of. Google Docs as well does allow you to program extensions, so there may be something in there that's a benefit for you as well. If you work a lot with PDFs, I would say test it out with one of the, you've always got like Adobe Acrobat. Adobe built and owns the PDF standard, so they're like the experts on it. Although even their software sometimes has complications. Adobe is the king though. It's pretty much on a monthly subscription now. I think like 18 or 20 bucks a month. You can get a subscription for Adobe Acrobat. You could also look at purchasing Creative Cloud if you know how to use Photoshop and you do videos or anything like that. That may be something you use as well. Based on your practice area, there's probably going to be some specialty tools that you will want to use. If you're doing family law, you might be needing to calculate child support. If you're doing immigration, or if you practice in Michigan, California, New York, Illinois, Chicago, specifically Cook County, Texas or Florida, you may find that there's a lot of state-based forms that you need to use over and over, and you need to autofill, and it's re-inputting data multiple times. Well, you might want to look for a tool that will help you with that, or you might just need a general cloud-based case management tool. Most tools, yay, all tools are pretty much cloud-based now. That's the way to go. If you're going to try and manage a server on-premise for things like Microsoft Word or some other case management tool, why? It's going to be less secure, slower, it's going to waste more of your time, and you're going to have to pay specialists in order to maintain it regularly. Don't do that. What you're looking for is cloud-based now, which brings us to one of our sponsors for these segments, and that is Prima.Law. Prima.Law is immigration. We used to be just immigration, right? But now Prima.Law is legal case management for any practice area, any state that you might be practicing in. You can help you manage your notes, tasks, your contacts. You can manage all your cases. You can see statistics and progress on those. You can manage trust accounting. You can manage billing. You can generate invoices, do time tracking, and you can even accept payments online through our integrated Prima Pay solution. It's awesome. We put a lot of time into it. Oh, what else do we have? A client portal. We have a calendar. All these great things that you need to keep your clients informed and to remind you and your staff and to keep things working smoothly. So check it out. There's a free trial at Prima.Law. Get signed up. You got nothing to lose. And like I was saying about specialty tools, as you know, because I've told you, I'm an immigration attorney. And there's lots of forms to fill out. And there's lots of case types. And there's lots of different workflows. Well, we've included those. So if you're an immigration attorney, just use Prima. It's a great solution. If you're an attorney who practices in California, we got all the forms along with all those other features I told you about. Michigan, New York, California, what do we got? Florida, other states, anything that has a collection of forms we can handle and is a good solution. We're also the most cost-effective solution out there. So not only are we going to help you launch your law firm with these helpful information sessions, but we're going to help you run your practice for very little money. I don't know if we're going to keep that pricing that it's at right now. It's sort of a promotional pricing. I don't even want to say it because somebody might listen to this a year later and be like, "You said it was going to be this much." Just go to our website, Prima.Law, Prima.Law, and check out the current pricing. It's a good deal. All right, so with the other cloud-based software you're going to be using, and I will mention Prima is fully supported by this, look at this online tool called Zapier. Zapier makes you happier. This is a non-paid promotion. All right, so what Zapier is sort of a middleman. You can connect Prima to Zapier, and let's say you really like Yahoo Calendar. Well, if Yahoo Calendar has an integration with Zapier, you can make the two work together. So you can say, every time I create a note here, create an event in my calendar for that day. Or every time I do this in this other software. Now, this can get to be very useful when we're talking about things like tools like Slack, where you might need to enable some team communication with important events or activities that occur in your case management system. You can use it to launch any workflow that you might need. We're talking Gmail, email, Outlook, calendar stuff, even just passing along email addresses to your customer relationship management system, right? So if you're doing a newsletter and you want to add people automatically to your newsletter when they're created in Prima, you can do that. All sorts of awesome things you can set up and increase efficiencies in your law firm. So check for compatibility with Zapier. And most tools now will work with Zapier, but not all of them. So look real closely at that. It's really cool how it works. And again, don't just jump to the most expensive tool out there. There are a lot of legacy providers, legacy software providers. And you can see over the years, their price goes up, 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 up. And the number of features that they're delivering has remained flat, right? So as companies grow and get acquired, they're under pressure to make more money. One of the ways that they do that is they raise their prices. So the most expensive product is not always the one that's going to serve you best. Go through, do a demo, talk to salespeople, try it out for yourself, and ask for recommendations from other friends. All right, so when it comes to software, once you're dealing with these things, I mean, you're talking about a telephone, you're talking about a case management system, you're talking about being able to process Word documents, and which you can also do with Google Docs as well, right? Maybe you're handling a lot of PDFs. You're going to definitely want Adobe Acrobat for that. And then possibly Zapier to connect a bunch of things together. You might want a newsletter or email marketing system. I'm talking like MailChimp or Constant Contact, something like that. There's a lot of software to get into. Another one, which I didn't mention yet, and I hope one day they'll sponsor us, is Stamps.com. I've been a Stamps.com customer since they started. And that was more than 10 years ago. That was even before I was a lawyer. I had my account with Stamps.com. There's no reason you should have to get in your car, physically drive to the post office in order to mail stuff. Print it out all at your office. You have your records there. You keep copies there, and they'll pick it up from your office as well. So definitely go with Stamps.com. So those are some of the software packages that you should be looking at. Again, since we're sponsored by Prima.Law, please go to our website, Prima.Law. Sign up for a free trial. Try it out. We've got all sorts of cool stuff there. We've got texting, right? Because you're going to need a tool for texting. That's already included in Prima. You can text your clients directly, so you're not using your own cell phone. Case management, man. Tasks, calendar, everything. Everything's in there. I'm Attorney James Betzold. Have a great day.